It's going to be for Captain Jeff. Wanted to see a quick tour of my shop, so gonna try to give a quick tour here in a few minutes, hopefully. It's also my first YouTube video. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, there's my no-weld grinder sander designed by Tracy Mickley. Put that together a little over a year ago, I guess. Thing works awesome. Love it. Real glad I built it. I think I maybe got about 500 in it. Biggest costs were the wheels, for sure. There's an 8-inch contact wheel from Beaumont Metals. I got an idler wheel from them as well, or a tracking wheel. Got the drive wheel back there. Got a 3-step pulley for 3 different speeds. Dayton motor, that was about 80 bucks. Not super expensive, but not cheap. A little tool table here. Got my slack belt / flat platen attachment. There's the flat platen. Just bolts in right there where the slots are. Stole that design off of Beaumont Metals. Just kind of eyeballed it. Made some CAD drawings, cut it out of a piece of 1/4-inch angle plate. Got some left over down there. But pivots 45 degrees both ways. Got 2-inch wheels on it. Works pretty nice. I've never had to really pivot it yet, but I went ahead and threw that feature on there. A bunch of tools and crap that I use to make my small wheel assembly. I got a 3/4-inch spindle on there right now. I was going to add some buffing wheels on it on the other side, but kind of vibrated too much for my liking, so I went ahead and hacked the rod off at the flange bearing there and just made what you see. I think I'm going to end up shortening that spindle a little bit too. Maybe cut down on some vibration issues. Right now it's pretty good though. There's my oven I built. I got my makeshift door, ceramic fiber insulation. I need to make a sheet metal housing for this so I can get the door mounted and maybe seal in the heat a little bit better. Well, that's what it is right now. There's my control box. I wired up a 220 outlet off of my sub panel, off of that 40 amp breaker there. A little bit high for this oven, but it's what I had. I got fuses in here anyway that are rated for the element and the controller. Here's the power switch, turns the controller on. There's the heating element switch. Had it on a couple minutes ago, that's why it's already up to 146. You can see it goes up to 1750 right now. I should be able to get all the way to 2300 before this kind of self-destructs. That's what everything's rated for, at least. Get that warming up. Show you the inside in a minute. It's kind of cool. What else? Under my homemade workbench here, got a oscillating spindle sander. That's what that spindle came off of. Got a router table back there, a bunch of junk. I made this table actually from things that I found laying around this house when I bought it. The guy had some 4x4 posts, a bunch of old 2x4s, and the top is actually a big huge piece of flat aluminum sheet. Maybe like 3/16 thick. Thing weighs a ton. It's probably a good 150. Found another crawl space in my addition. Dragged it out, made a table out of it. Real solid, real heavy. The guy also left this big metal table. Got my Delta chop saw, a bunch of other tools, some belts. There's my Coleman air compressor. I got a metal disc on here right now. I don't think these saws are made for those, but it fits, so I use it. Works pretty well. Kid's old car seat, bicycle, real crappy workbench that came with the house. I'm in the process of building another one. I got a frame made for it, but I'm going to make a big, thick MDF top for it. Don't have the money for that right now. It's got a little metal vise on there, a bunch of other crap just in storage right now. There's some old drywall I'm taking out of my basement. There's a new drywall I'll be putting back in there. Lawnmower, insulation, rototiller. There's a Shopsmith and a little Delta scroll saw. That thing's come in handy more than once. I got it set up as a drill press right now for when I was making my small wheel attachment over there. Turns into a table saw, disc sander. I think it's got 12-inch discs. I've used that quite a bit. It's got a lathe on it. When my dad bought it off a guy for about $100. Came with a 6-inch joiner and a bandsaw right there, little 12 or 14-inch bandsaw. These things come in handy from time to time. And there's my super old radio, complete with 8-track. Actually got that on a job I was working with Josh out in North Judson. Some lady asked me if I wanted an old radio. I'm like, yeah, I'll take a look at it. So she took it out and shoved it in my car before I could even see it. Works real good though, for being older than I am. Old weed eater. There's a new weed eater. Nice steel. A bunch of other crap. That red box is some networking cable. Found it under my house. It's like a couple thousand feet. Kind of funny. I got some lights, some shelves, little odds and ends bin over there for all my screws and fasteners. Got some taps, drill bits, and whatnot in there. Bicycle I'll probably never ride again. Got some old shelves this guy I bought my house from put together. They're kind of crappy, but they're also kind of a catch-all for stuff. Little cabinet there. I think I got some grinder plans up there on the top. Got some leftover steel from when I built the grinder. A couple miscellaneous tools. There's a freezer I'm keeping for our guy. It's got a bunch of beef in it. Some old dressers. There's a big fun electrical box. I think the guy got from the railroad. It's like a big industrial sized breaker panel basically. It's like water and weather tight, so I decided to hang on to it. It was too big for the guy to take with him. Maybe I'll make a safe out of it or something. Other than that, that's kind of my place. I got a big crappy shelf over there with a bunch of wood on top. Mostly 2x material. I got some maple up there, kiddie pool, some paneling, picnic table umbrella, another shelf. But let's see how this oven's doing. I'm about at my 10-minute limit, I think. But as you can see, heats up pretty good. I'm definitely feeling it right now. It's up to 750. That'll make your pizza. I think I'm going to do a separate video, maybe on the grinder. I'll show you that running. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Hope you enjoyed my little tour. Until the next one.